Thank you guys so much for tuning back into LA Show. Let's get into this. Well. After 3 years, Eric Holder is allegedly beaten up in custody. I have an article here from Rolling Stone. Nipsey Hussle murder suspect beaten up in jail. The man accused of murdering celebrated rapper Nipsey Hussle was physically assaulted in custody and unable to attend his trial on Tuesday due to medical treatment for his injuries, a well-placed source tells Rolling Stone. Eric Holder, age 32, was beaten up at some point after he left a Los Angeles courtroom around 4 p.m. Monday. The incident followed a day in which Los Angeles County Superior Court Judge H. Clay Jackie worked with lawyers on both sides to hammer out jury instructions ahead of closing arguments and jury deliberations scheduled to start Wednesday, the source says. It wasn't immediately clear where the incident occurred, but Holder, a Rolling 60s gang member, is supposed to be kept away from the other inmates when he's transported to and from the court, considering the high-profile nature of the case. The extent of Holder's injuries was also scarce Tuesday, but the source said he suffered more than a black eye. When Judge Jackie excused the jury Tuesday morning, he left the door open to more than a single-day delay. Based on some unforeseen circumstances that are no fault of the parties here, we won't be in session today, the judge said, telling jurors to return Wednesday unless they receive a call saying otherwise. Outside the courtroom, defense lawyer Aaron Jansen said only that the delay was related to something medical but not COVID related. Holder is accused of murdering Hussle outside the 33-year-old Grammy Award-winning rapper, philanthropist, and father of two's clothing store, The Marathon, on March 31st of 2019. A medical examiner was expected to testify Tuesday that Hussle, born Ermias Ashkadam, died after suffering at least 10 gunshot wounds to his head and torso that severed his spine. According to witness testimony, Hussle made an unannounced visit to his store that day and was approached by Holder in what appeared to be a chance encounter. The two men knew each other through their membership in the Rolling 60s gang, and Hussle allegedly warned Holder that a rumor was circulating that Holder had cooperated with law enforcement and needed to take care of it. In his opening statement on June 15th, Jansen said Holder believed Hussle accused him of snitching, a grave sin in gang culture. This is a case about the heat of passion, Jansen told jurors, saying that evidence would show Holder became so inflamed and enraged by the alleged accusation that he opened fire a mere 9 minutes later before he had time to cool off. Prosecutors allege Holder showed no sign of aggression during the conversation and left the scene in a car that drove around the block 1.5 times, with Holder eating chili cheese fries and loading a gun. The delay is critical to the claim Holder acted with premeditation when he later exited the vehicle, walked back to the store, and opened fire on Hussle with a black semi-automatic in one hand and a revolver in the other. Holder also pleaded not guilty to first-degree attempted murder of the two other men who allegedly were struck by his gunfire. A fourth man who had been standing next to Hussle and escaped injury defied a subpoena to testify in the case due to what a police witness described as the intense gang taboo against snitching in any capacity, even against an enemy. Judge Jackie issued a bench warrant with a $500,000 bail for the man Evan Rimpau McKenzie last week, making it clear the court wanted him to appear. However, the warrant was rescinded Tuesday after prosecutors said they no longer required his testimony, and Jansen had no objection. Holder faces the possibility of life in prison if convicted. If court resumes Wednesday, Holder's defense is expected to include 2 witnesses and take less than a day. Closing arguments could then proceed Thursday, a day later than previously planned. A lot of interesting stuff is going on with this case. Like I said, we got to keep our eyes on some of the main points. One of them being, it took 3 years for somebody to touch this guy in the middle of trial. That's one. Number 2, the fact that they're not pressing Rimpau's testimony. And the reason why his statement is very crucial to the case is because one side, Cowboy, says that Eric Holder was called a snitch or paperwork was brought up to him, where Bryanitta is saying the complete opposite and that Nipsey was actually called a snitch by Eric Holder. The third thing, with the medical examiner and his, not being able to show up to court because we know that this Nguyen guy is not the actual person that did the autopsy, and also the fact that he's not able to testify. I want you guys to go back and look at some of the previous videos that we have done on the Nipsey Hussle series, specifically the interviews videos that I did. I think I did 2 of them. And I want you guys to listen out for any changes of narrative that you may see now. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. Please make sure you follow all of my social media platforms listed down below. Like, share, and subscribe to this platform for more.